Say, what was the Global Odyssey?
Global Odyssey was a group of people who were associated with the Institute, all of whom had taken courses with the Institute, and we traveled around the world in 31 days, and we studied each ahead of time. Each of us had an assignment to prepare study materials on a particular country, particular city we were visiting, and then we traveled around the world and visited 15 or 20 different cities, starting in Mexico, Chicago, Mexico City, Tokyo, Hong Kong, and just kept going around the world. Ended up in London. We did our post-reflection in London, and then the group went on home to North America. We ourselves stayed on for an extra month, or an extra 2 or 3 weeks or so, to visit Holland, where Taya came from, and to go to Scotland also, where I had studied earlier, and I wanted to take Taya there. So it was really an attempt at understanding in 1 month as much of the world as we could, and basically it was just to break open consciousness for people, which it did for us. It was an amazing experience. Painful in some measure, but really very powerful experience. I'll forever be grateful for that experience. The Wiltseys were on that Odyssey. Fred Heyman and Ruth Heyman were on it. One of the oh dear, who else? Epps were on that trip with us. Yep, we got to know the Epps very well. That friendship has lasted ever since. And it was an amazing adventure.
Are there a couple of like stories that stand out for you from that very rapid trip?
Calcutta stands out. Trying to walk on the sidewalks of Calcutta at night and literally finding bodies there on the sidewalk, which we had been told about, but it's so, even though you hear it graphically told, it's in the abstract until you yourself are walking on that sidewalk and stumble over a dead person, and it's just a shock. So that's one memory from Calcutta.
Yeah.
India was a very powerful experience on that trip. We visited Calcutta, Delhi, and Bombay. And as Taya said, Calcutta I got into my hotel room in Calcutta and did not want to leave my room. It was just too much. The sensual impact was just too much for me, so I just stayed there for a couple of hours before I ventured out of my room. Bombay, we met up with the Wainwrights for the first time. We'd never met the Wainwrights before, and I think they were priors in the Bombay house. And 13 Sankley Street is where they were living, which later on we lived in for years. But this was our first encounter with 13 Sankley Street. And I remember there was house church. We had house church in 13 Sankley Street, and I simply was in total awe of the Wainwrights living in that situation. I did not understand how our colleagues could actually be there, doing what they were doing, and living under those circumstances. It was beyond me. Little did I know that 2 years later, it would be us.